Did you have any rituals in Miss Southern Leyte to keep you calm and composed? How do you deal with people's unwanted comments during and after the pageant? Tell us more about the tourism video. How did you come up with the concept? Hey guys, it's Carol Ann and welcome to a new video. This is going to be part 2 of my Q&A video. This time I'm going to answer the questions on my Miss Southern Leyte journey. We just had our annual Miss Southern Leyte in our province, Southern Leyte, Philippines. I was recently crowned Miss Southern Leyte 2024, which is a very proud moment of mine. Let's get right into it. Why did you join the Miss Southern Leyte? I have always wanted to join Miss Southern Leyte. I was a pageant girl back when I was 16, 17, but at the time there was no Miss Southern Leyte. The opportunity has just really come now, and I felt like this was such a perfect timing. Something in me was saying that this is for me and this is the perfect time. And so, of course, it's the most coveted crown in the province. I've always wanted to bring the name of my hometown to the Southern Leyte stage. And so I'm very happy and proud that I finally was able to do that and that I was able to snatch the crown for my hometown. And I was really happy that throughout this competition, I was able to share to the entirety of Southern Leyte my love for yoga, my love for movement and physical activity. Having to share who I am through my advocacy, through my tourism video, it really has been an avenue for me to share the things that I love, to share the things that I celebrate, and to share what my hometown means to me and what it has to offer to Southern Leyte. What's your favorite part of the contest, Ate? Hi Ate, you're so pretty, smart, and inspiring. Thank you. My favorite part was the question and answer portions. There were 2 rounds. I've always liked speaking on stage. During those rounds, when I was in front of the microphone, in front of such a huge crowd, it's strange, but I felt very relaxed. It just felt like my words were guided, my thoughts were composed, and I was calm. And it was definitely one of the moments that remained with the audience. Are you nervous when you walk on the stage? I wasn't nervous. The entire night during the coronation night, I was very relaxed and composed. I was very calm, which brings me to the next question. Did you have any rituals in Miss Southern Leyte to keep you calm and composed? Yes, I do have my rituals. I don't only apply to pageants, but to whatever it is that I'm preparing for. During the morning of the Miss Southern Leyte pageant, and even the mornings before that day, I was meditating for 10 minutes, sitting with myself in silence, focusing on my breathing, just shutting off all the noise and the distractions. Praying, of course. I never really prayed to win. I just prayed that I will be able to show up as my best self. And if my work does me well, then perhaps the victory will only be a consequence of my hard work. This is truly the most important thing for me in every pageant. I will do whatever it takes for me to be calm. I don't want to be nervous. I want to be in control of myself and of my performance as much as possible. And that is where the breathing, the meditation, the prayer comes in, because it just allows me to shut off all the pressure, all the outside noise, and just focus on myself, focus on pursuing the best performance that I could give, regardless of what other people are saying or thinking. What was the hardest journey that you faced during Miss Southern Leyte days? I wouldn't say hard, probably just the most challenging part of it. I was really heading my own team, arranging everything myself. I reached out to the videographer, the makeup artists, myself. I was arranging the logistics of everything along with my mom. Was my own choice as well to have things done that way. I really just wanted to oversee everything. I wanted everything that I put out to be a reflection of who I am. So that was why I really wanted to be hands-on with everything. And that was the most challenging part of it all, because even though I wanted that myself, it just sometimes gets stressful. I mean, that's just inevitable. But you know what? Everything paid off. My hard work was definitely paid off, even much more than I imagined. How do you deal with people's unwanted comments during and after the pageant? Everyone is entitled to their own opinions. If there are some people who have opinions that are not favorable to me, I will accept that as long as those are constructive criticisms. And looking back, I'm very confident with my performance, not only during the coronation night, but in every single activity that was put out there leading into the pageant. I'm confident in how I did, in what I have brought to the Miss Southern Leyte stage. Those remarks cannot rattle and cannot shake the foundation that I have within me. As long as I know that I have put in my best work forward, the results have spoken for the labor that I have invested, and that is what matters to me. And I respect people's opinions, I take some of those as avenues for me to improve myself at, some lessons that I've had to learn. Above all, it's all positivity for me. I have nothing against those people who have maybe spoken some unpleasant things. I'm getting really worried because it's getting late. The light is going out, so let's do this. Realizations after winning. I am a fan even before the contest. Basta feel na naho ikaw jud mo daog. Thank you so much. There's nothing like putting your best work forward and not settling for any less. Because I didn't settle for less, because I chose the harder path, but the higher and better quality of a path, I truly have been repaid tenfold. What is your important takeaway from your experience that you can share to other queens? What wisp of wisdom would you encourage for the next Miss Southern Leyte? It's that if you put your heart into what you do, it's almost a certainty that the universe will reward you. And so to the next Miss Southern Leyte candidates, stay true to who you are. Whatever it is that you share and you put out there, do your best to make that a representation of who you are, and just put your best work forward, not settling for any less. Then that will truly make your journey remarkable. Any plans on joining a national pageant? I've been asked this so many times. For now, I don't have plans on joining a national pageant. I'm still approaching my second year in law school, and so my focus right now is to complete my law school journey. I'm open to possible national pageants, but not anytime soon. If that is God's plan for me, and if I'm ready for it, then perhaps in the future. We'll see. Tell us more about the tourism video. How did you come up with the concept? I love this one. Besides winning Miss Southern Leyte, winning Best in Tourism Video was my next proudest moment. My tourism video was written and directed by myself. I also selected the music and compiled the music myself, and I also narrated it myself. And so it really was a creative baby for me. I kid you not, when I watched and saw the video for the first time, I was just screaming and crying, because when something that was only crafted and created in your mind becomes an actual thing that you're able to see and witness in person. It was such a pleasure for me to be able to share that video to Southern Leyte and even to people beyond Southern Leyte, because having seen the feedbacks and the reactions of the people, that it really has also resonated with them. It's just priceless, and it will always be something that I will be proud of, So how did I come up with a concept? I've always loved writing, ever since I was a kid, and I still write up to this day. And so when I knew that we were going to make a tourism video, I knew immediately I was going to write it myself. I was thinking of a way to make one which is not your typical tourism video. You know, I didn't want to just narrate or lay out the places in my hometown. I wanted it to be personalized. How would I make this video one that is truly personalized to who I am? You know, how could I narrate it in a way that is singular to me? That was when I thought of the lines, when I think of this, when I think of that, has shown how I was molded by Tomas Opus. And I think the end part was the most powerful part of that video. While writing, this line came up into my head: this is our Tomas Opus. And I just knew that was the most powerful way to end the video. The video starts out with it being personalized to me, like what is Tomas Opus to me? And then I thought if I could slowly shift it towards the ending, wherein it shows and it manifests that it's not just my Tomas Opus, it's our Tomas Opus. Mostly these people who may go unnoticed, you know, the unsung heroes that truly make our hometown thrive. By the way, I'm just using the light from my laptop to light my face because it's almost 6 p.m. All right, so what was your favorite moment shooting that tourism video? When we shot at the Maantol Bukid, we actually hiked a difficult hike going there. I think there were about 9 or 10 of us who climbed up the mountain. All of us, it was our first time to hike up that mountain, and so we didn't really know what to expect, and we definitely did not expect that climb. We were all sweating. Yeah, it was definitely an exercise, but the view up there, the sight of the beautiful sea, breathtaking. Climbing up that mountain definitely brought us the money shots of that video. My bet since the first time I saw you in Miss Southern Leyte: how do you practice to excel the Q&A? Thank you so much. Again, it's practice. It's accumulated experience. Before doing Miss Southern Leyte, I was doing a lot of pageants before when I was younger. I did probably 20 or more small pageants before I did the bigger ones such as Pintados or Miss Southern Leyte. And so I knew when I was on those bigger stages, I was ready and I was equipped with experience, you know? Truly brings you that confidence that, okay, I have done this so many times already. Of course I will do it again. And of course I will do it better this time. So it really is constant exposure, accumulated experience, perpetual learning and perpetual practice that slowly builds your confidence every day so that you become a little bit better every day. And you have to be prepared. You know, you can practice some possible questions. You have to remain composed and calm. You have to be sharp and alert. Think immediately of a possible answer that you will elaborate. I wish I had transferred a while ago, and apologies for the compromised quality, but here we are. Are you scared of failure po ba? And why po? Hope mapansin. I'm not scared of failure. I've had endeavors before that weren't as successful. I don't like failure, of course, but I don't fear it to the point that I don't try. I'm a firm believer that if I want to do something, if I want to try something, and I simply put in my best work to pursue excellence in that, then that is what matters to me. Because you know what? The result, that is dependent on so many factors, and there could be external factors that will affect that, and that's not entirely within my control. But what is in my control is how I approach it, how I work on it. And as long as I know that I have done my best work, then whatever would be the outcome, regardless of how it goes, that's what's important to me. And I will be glad, I will be proud of the work that I have put in. How do you manage your time? I'm still a learner when it comes to that. I'm still trying to improve my time management skills. It's not one of my great strengths, but what has been really helping me lately is every night before I go to bed, I just type down on my notes. I schedule the next day, put in some time slots for every activity that I will do. I don't really follow through that perfectly, but it gives me an outline. It gives me an overview of how my day might go. At least I know what I can do next or what I can do on my free time. That way I really get to be most productive with my time. And if you have any more tips on how to manage your time well, then I will very much welcome them in the comments. Okay, so now let's go to the law questions. I'm also an approaching second year student taking up Juris Doctor or law at the University of San Carlos in Cebu City. What made you pursue law? So it was never a plan for me. It was never my dream to study law or to be a lawyer when I was young. This was a recent goal of mine, developed mostly during the election time back in 2022. I really found that many people find comfort, find security in having a legal counsel. Those times made me realize how important it is to know the law of your country and to know your rights. And I've always loved speaking also, and being a lawyer or studying law would require a lot of that skill, and I feel like I could really harness this skill and this talent in law school. I feel like right now it really is the field of work that would fit me most, hopefully. But so far it's been a really great journey. It's been a great ride in law school. It has challenged me in ways I've never been challenged before, but I'm very much up for it and I'm grateful for this opportunity to learn. Is law school challenging? I want to pursue it kasi in the future. Go for it. It is challenging, yes. Not that it is technically difficult. It's not really academically difficult. It's just that it really requires a lot of your dedication, commitment, and effort. You know, it's not just something that you can cram. It really is something that you need to invest your time and your effort in. There's so much readings. There's a bulk of information that you cannot absorb overnight. And so you really have to allocate time, if not most of your time, for it. It will challenge your ability to manage your time. It really will challenge your desire to be there, you know, and so you have to be really grounded in your why. You have to internalize to yourself, what's your reason behind being there? That's really the anchor that you will go back to when things get hard, when things get undesirable and uncomfortable. All right, we also have some yoga questions. When and how did you get into yoga? Your commitment to it is inspiring. Thank you. That's such a nice thing to hear. I started back in 2016. I was 16 years old back then. I just saw this Instagrammer who was doing handstands in her photos, and I was like, what in the world is this? Found out it was yoga, so I tried to get myself into it. I really started with a 10-minute beginner class on YouTube. That really was it for me. From there, it just slowly became part of my life. I want to start yoga. Some tips. Can you give us any tips as a yoga beginner? Allow yourself to be a beginner. Allow yourself to start slow and simple. I understand now yoga is quite more sensationalized than it was back then when I started. So I see most beginners jump immediately to headstands or inversions. I don't think is a healthy way of getting into it. For me, it really is about building your foundation first, and that is through starting with the simple yoga poses such as downward dog or upward facing dog. When you have built your strength and your confidence, then you can slowly progress into more difficult and more advanced poses. And so just like any other exercise, it is something that requires commitment. and discipline. And so if you really want to see progress in how you practice yoga, you have to commit yourself in doing it every day. You know, maybe you can do it every day for 5 minutes. That's a very small slice of your day. At the end of that week, you are going to see progress. Yeah, if you are willing to learn, start committing yourself and see how this changes and improves not just your body, but your mind and your heart as well. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for the questions that you have asked, that you posted, and to everyone who has supported me through my Miss Southern Leyte journey. And even outside of that, you know, thank you so much. Sometimes I truly feel undeserving. Like I look at myself in the mirror and I see someone so ordinary, but your faith in me truly pushes me to be my best every day. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.